This is the Medical Minutes Podcast on the All Indiana Podcast Network. Your source for the latest news, updates, information, and more from the world of health and medicine. Now, here's Wish TV's medical reporter, Dr. Mary Gillis.
From Wish TV, I'm medical reporter Dr. Mary Gillis, and this is Medical Minutes on the All Indiana Podcast Network. The new COVID-19 booster is now available. The shot not only protects against the original COVID strain, it also protects against Omicron subvariants BA.4 and BA.5, which have been rapidly spreading across the U.S. and around the world. If you're thinking of getting the booster, you might be wondering what its side effects are. In this week's episode, I spoke with Dr. Christopher Doehring, Vice President of Medical Affairs at Franciscan Health, who tells me what you can expect after the jab. Our conversation is next. Dr. Doehring, great to see you. Thanks so much for hopping on this afternoon.
Absolutely. Good to be with you, Mary.
We have this bivalent vaccine out. I want to talk about specifically if there are side effects of the vaccine. What are we seeing? Who are we seeing them in? And mild to severe, what's going on?
Yeah, exciting development, having the updated formulation of the vaccine to target the more recently circulating subvariants. The side effect profile really should be about the same as it was for the initial vaccine. Having that second target doesn't really change the side effects at all. So while we don't have a ton of real-world experience with it yet, because it just came out, certainly not seeing anything unusual and not expecting anything really different. The one thing that is worth keeping in mind is that a lot of people are getting it because of the timing, getting it at the same time with their flu vaccine, which is actually perfectly fine, recommended. And so, not unusual to get some sort of achiness, flu-like type symptoms, mild flu-like type symptoms with these vaccines, either alone or when you get them together.
So we're talking about maybe a headache, like you said, maybe a fever, maybe pain at injection site. Just give me a reminder of the side effects.
All those things, maybe body aches, feeling a little bit puny, run down for a day or two. I know personally, I do load up on Tylenol or Motrin for a couple of days when I get my flu shot. Same thing with the COVID vaccine. And so certainly would recommend that people stay well hydrated, get rest, for that day or so. And if they want to take some Tylenol or Motrin to mitigate some of those side effects, certainly a very reasonable strategy.
Wow, that's a really good strategy that you raised. You can do some prevention things to avoid the side effects. And like you said, sleep, hydration, and the Tylenol, it doesn't interfere with the effectiveness of the vaccine. We're okay with that?
Yep, not at all. It's really just helps with some of those constitutional symptoms, like you say, headache or body aches, some of those types of things. Sometimes, even muscle aches. So anyway, definitely a good strategy. And for people in whom it's safe to take those types of medicines, can certainly pre-medicate. And then, every, 2 or 3 times a day for a couple of days is not an unreasonable strategy.
Okay, great. Well, you have the floor. Tell me anything else. What are your thoughts as about, we're talking about this, for the past 3 years now, and get your thoughts on this latest development. What do you think?
Well, it's interesting because, this, the circulating strains we've been dealing with, the BA.4, BA.5 subvariants are very contagious. They've been spreading like crazy, but our numbers aren't like they used to be because we have so many home-based tests that don't get registered anymore. We have a lot of people who just don't test anymore, but we have pretty high confidence that there's a widespread high level of protection out there, and will only be enhanced by those who get boosted now that these bivalent vaccine boosters are available. So seem to be in a really good spot. The case counts seem to be dropping right now, and so getting boosted, getting vaccinated here going into the fall and winter should help us keep the virus at bay in the coming months.
Your message to people who are on the fence.
Yeah, if you've been waiting to get your booster, and now that we have the updated formulations, they should be even more effective. Hopefully, not only protective against severe illness, hospitalization, and death, but hopefully even more effective at preventing the spread, keeping people from getting it in the first place. I know that's been one shortcoming of the initial vaccine as the variants have evolved, but with this updated formulation, should provide a higher level of protection even from getting COVID in the first place.
Okay, Dr. Doehring, always great to see you. Thank you so much for your insight.
Absolutely, Mary. Good to be with you.
This has been Medical Minutes from Wish TV. I'm medical reporter Dr. Mary Gillis. Be sure to follow and subscribe to this podcast and check out new updates every week. You can also learn more at wishtv.com and when you follow Wish TV on Facebook.
This is the Medical Minutes Podcast with Wish TV's Dr. Mary Gillis. Be informed and stay connected for the latest news and information when you like, subscribe, and follow this podcast and discover even more from the All Indiana Podcast Network. Now at allindianapodcast.com.